tell us about how news is becoming social, and particularly from the perspective of ABC News and sort of consumption patterns and really what the initiative is there around social.
Yeah, for ABC News, social is really from the ground up. It's both in terms of our producers gathering information on social during breaking news, using social media when they're working on bigger stories. If you're doing a piece on, moms with cancer, we turn to social to find good and interesting characters for that story. But then we also use social, not just in our news gathering, but it's the first way we break news now. As I said in the panel, TV is not the fastest thing in the world because TV is a team sport. You have to, if you're going to go live with a special report, you've got to have the studio ready, the anchor has to be ready, you have to write it. But with social, we can step in and tweet something as it's breaking and live tweet it. More so now than in the past with social and with digital. But from the ground up, we're a social organization, or we're becoming that.
You guys got a ton of, followers and a big social graph. Does that drive consumption of the broadcast? Does it drive consumption of the clips that you link to? Or is it just a general brand awareness for the news organization? Like, what's the upside if you can sort of break it down a little bit?
I think that that our large social reach, GMA has over 1 million fans on Facebook. ABC News has 2 million followers on Twitter. GMA is about to break 2 million followers on Twitter. So we have a vast social reach. I do think it's a brand thing, and I think that those clicks and those live tweets and those retweets and those shares on Facebook, those do drive the brand. Can I make a definitive connection between social reach and ratings? I don't think I can make a definitive reach, but GMA beat the Today Show for the first time in 17 years. And I think social was a part of that. Now, that may be just me because I like social, but I think more people are engaging with our brand on a regular basis. And I think that certainly helps the broadcast. I don't think it hurts the broadcast.
Do you have any thoughts about actually driving views directly through social media, through links that sort of works for you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there are two parts of social conversation. There's branded conversation, the stuff we can push out, and then there's organic conversation, the stuff that people share on their own. When you look at social traffic through Facebook and social traffic through Twitter come from that organic conversation. It's not through the GMA Twitter account. So the links, when GMA tweets a link, yeah, well, we can get thousands of clicks, but when you get to the millions of clicks is when people are sharing it on their own, because you've got a really great piece of timely, interesting content, whether it's breaking news or the grumpy cat.
How does ABC News sort of stay relevant, big, grow, so on, in this sort of disintermediated world where people don't watch the network broadcast as much as they used to?
Well, I think people still do watch network broadcasts. 30 million people a night watch an evening news program, whether it's us or Brian or CBS. So people still are watching network news. It's not like the Walter Cronkite days for certain, but people are still watching network news. And by the way, that 30 million people, more people watch Diane Sawyer than watch any programming and on cable primetime. It'll be great, it'll be a good night if CNN reaches 2 million people in primetime. Whereas 6 to 8 million people are watching Brian or Diane every night. What sets ABC News apart is really our name, is really that tradition of strong journalism. It is Peter Jennings, and it is Ted Koppel, and it is Barbara Walters, and it is Sam Donaldson, and it is David Brinkley. That's our strength, is our news and our credibility.
How do you see the future of video journalism, being practiced, or do you have any thoughts about that?
I think it's great. I think the future of journalism is bright in terms of the way that we are becoming quicker and the places we're able to go. We can send David Muir to Syria. NBC can send Ann Curry to Africa with a producer and a camera and be able to send that back the night of, And I think that's a great thing for journalism, because now you're able to go places you've never been able to go before. You can do that, and you can do it faster with the new technologies, and I think that's a good thing, because you're able to reach so many more people faster than ever before.